My name's Nate Ricketson. I live in Austin, Texas. I had the gastric sleeve in June of 2016. When I started seeing Dr. Gonta in January, I weighed 378 pounds. As of today, I weigh 203 pounds. I've lost roughly 175 to 180 pounds. I've struggled with weight loss on and off since I got out of the military. I had some health issues that kind of precipitated inactivity, and that just got worse. And then some other issues that came up. And so my struggles with weight loss have been pretty consistent over the years, where I'd gain weight, I'd lose weight, as many people often do. I had been speaking with another patient of Dr. Gonta's, who's a very dear friend of mine, and he had made the commentary that, I should just go talk to Dr. Gonta, have a chat with him, see what he has to say about it, and make an informed decision about whether or not having the gastric sleeve or some surgical option would be advantageous. I had that meeting, and it made a pretty big difference for me because it gave me an opportunity to stop and think about what the lifelong effects would be, how it would impact me health-wise. Would there be any lifestyle changes because of having a surgical option? Interestingly enough, the reality is there hasn't really been one. And it's easily, at 32 years old, now 33, the best decision I've ever made. And my dear friend who sent me over Dr. Gonta's way, he's in his late 40s, early 50s, and he said he wished he had done it when he was my age. And I think that's part of the reason why I've been so successful, is I started so young. I did a little bit of research on Dr. Gonta's surgical history, his education, things like that. And I quickly discovered that he was easily the best available to do this surgery, not just in this city, but anywhere I could easily find. Also helped that he was covered under my health insurance, as he is with most people, but that is always a concern. Really, after seeing his success rates that I've been able to find online reviews, what I could find out from my own health insurance provider, and the procedure I was looking into, that really is what solidified me to go with Dr. Gonta. A lot of the things that Dr. Gonta, his staff, all of them did to help me understand what risks were associated with it, that it was a major surgery, and discuss with me if I had any concerns. While they were fantastic, for me, that wasn't really necessary because I knew what I was getting into by having done the research, seeing how successful he's been. However, they were there constantly to answer questions. I was given an enormous amount of information that I could read, reference material, practices that would make it more successful for me. Because I think the biggest fear anybody has is they do this and they have nothing. They gain nothing. And following those guidelines that they put out for me and being always available to answer any questions is really what made that something that was an easy decision. I know it's interesting that I say that there's been no lifestyle change for me. And while that's true in a lot of ways, because I still ride motorcycles, I did that before, the one lifestyle change I have had is I'm more active. I recently got married. As is a joyous thing. And when we were going to the courthouse to get our marriage certificate, I'm leaving the building and I catch a reflection of myself in the vehicle I'm driving. Only I didn't know it was me. I turned around to see who was standing so close behind me, only to discover it was only myself. That was the first time that it really was a big change for me. That made me go, wow, this is different. I'll also say it's inordinately expensive to have to buy all new clothes. I think the effect that doing this procedure and what it's done for my life, what it's going to do going forward is just reinforce the same healthy habits that, frankly, we all have known since we were a child. We were taught in primary school. Good things you should eat, bad things you shouldn't eat. It's not okay to eat a whole large pizza, even though it is delicious. The great part about that is I have a spouse she's a wonderful woman who's very encouraging. And initially she tried the whole order her own meal, and then I order a meal, and then I have lots of leftovers, and then she eats my leftovers and her leftovers, and discovered that wasn't going to work. So the change that's made for us is that we get to go out, enjoy a nice meal together, only we're eating a very small portion together. and it has become more of an experience with food of how it tastes, not volume. I mean, everything they say is bigger in Texas, including the portions of food. However, that is not a good thing for anybody. So it has encouraged us to go find incredible places that offer incredible foods that you can try a small portion of in moderation that is very healthy, and yet still make healthy choices. And that to me has been really fascinating. He is not only an incredibly talented surgeon with a track record to prove it, is the manner in which he deals with his patients, the way his office staff deals with his patients. He's constantly available, more so than I've ever seen with any doctor, because I found with him he's truly invested in your success. And he doesn't want to see you fail. And he firmly believes that interacting with you and his entire office staff make that possible. They make themselves available without fail. Anytime I had a concern, even after surgery, I was worried about something, he goes, I can see you today, come in, I'll stay late. And he made himself available, and the entire office staff did. And that's something that, unless you really care about your patients, would never be possible. I would say, don't wait any longer. I did put it off a few months from the initial consultation. What I would say to somebody who's hesitating about this, not certain, they're right at that decision process. Every moment you wait to do something that could change your life is another moment you lose doing something amazing.